Guys, if I was a worm, would you guys still love me?
What? No, dude!
So today we're going to talk about an anime episode that randomly had one of the best animated episodes. Ignore the thumbnail for now, just erase it from your memory real quick. It's not Boruto episode 65. No, it's not that One Piece episode by Megumi Ishitani or Gear 5. No, it's not a random Precure episode. It's Arrow Manga Princess Connect Redive Season 2 Episode 4. The anime that the first season came out in 2020 and the second season in 2022, where the production value is one of the best in the isekai genre. Let's talk about the anime as a whole. The show was really good animated. I mean, it was nominated in the Crunchyroll Awards, so that's gotta be good, right? Here, I'll give you a little review about my thoughts about the show. It's really good. Although season 1 didn't really click to me right off the bat, it was still okay. It had good characters, great animation, and it's more of a slice of life with some fights here and there. Season 1 is basically a setup for season 2. Then season 2 dropped. It did a complete 180. It was more serious, more story driven, with some great plot twists and interesting backstories. Anyways, back to the animation.
Watch my 9mm go bang, bang.
Princess Connect Redive had no business looking this good, with some great character acting. For example, like look at this cut, it's subtle but the expression and body language are fluid. Amazing action sequences, I'll talk about this later. Not just the sakuga that's good, the directing too, bringing in a well-respected comedy director like Takahito Kanasaki, who has worked on Konosuba and Korewa Zombie Desuka, giving him full range in the project with his well-timed comedic approach and giving characters life. The storyboards are interesting. He also storyboarded like half of the episodes for every season. Quick appreciation for the OP, how lively and exciting it is. Every character is showcased in a lucky and go charismatic attitude with some serious moments sprinkled in. Of course, I don't have to say, the directing, storyboards with some interesting concepts, and the compositing is amazing. Also, the art direction and backgrounds are great too for the whole show. And the studio that is in charge is Cygames Pictures. Cygames Pictures was founded in 2015 as a mean for the massive corporation Cygames, the Japanese development studio, to have direct control over their own anime titles like Shadowverse, Grand Blue Fantasy, Not This Grand Blue, and of course Princess Connect. The studio hasn't done much notable shows besides Princess Connect. In terms of production values, Idolmaster U419 and the OVA/special for Uma Musume was greatly produced. They also did Attack on Titan final season episode 8 that was outsourced to them, and it was one of the better animated episodes. The show is more reliant on freelancers. Of course, there's people from the studio like Han Mizoguchi, who brought an interesting line of freelance animators, and also with the appearance of a fairly well-known animation producer, Kenta Uechi, I don't know, in season 2. That's probably how season 2 got a bit of a bump up in quality. Now let's get to the episode.
Watch my 9mm go bang.
This is not going to be an analysis. I'm not going to break down every scene. This is more like how can you achieve this stack of a staff for the episode and what's the good things about the episode. Now, the first puzzle piece and the most important one that made this episode look like a masterclass of animation is Kumalala, Takahito Sakazume. Sakazume has been more in Fate in terms of directing. He was action director for Fate Apocrypha, did a lot of shit for Fate Grand Orders commercials, the director for Fate Strange Fate special and the TV series alongside with his close friend Shunen Okida. Of course, he key animates in a handful of shows, with Sakazume having close connections and friends with Ryu Nakayama, Tatsuya Ishihara, Shunen Okida, and having worked on quite a lot of shows, you're bound to have a lot of connections within the industry. It's not all Sakazume's efforts. Mizoguchi played a quite big role in this project, as we see from Sakazume's tweet praising Mizoguchi for his efforts, managing huge amounts of material. This is what happened when you have a healthy production. You have an ambitious episode with great scheduling, great team, good communications, and overall you had one of the best animated TV episodes. You had veterans working on this episode, new freelancers. It's also great too for the newcomers who got the opportunity to work along with these big names. I mean, the key animation list alone speaks for itself. It's not like Bleach where a leaker would say there's 25 key animators in this episode, but there's only like 2 or 3 noteworthy names. In this episode, you had Shingo Yamashita, Sota Shigetsugu, Itsukichi Higami, Arifumi Imai, Koyoshinari, just to name a few. Also, Imai was written in some random kanji when he was credited. I'm guessing he wasn't allowed to appear in another show at the time because he was co-directing another show, which was Osama Ranking. This episode has everything, from the first couple of seconds having amazing fluid effects, debris, and amazing off-model expressions. Just the quantity of effects is insane. The detail on the 2D creatures are spectacular too, and it moves a lot, almost looking like Yuki Hashimoto level of detail. Background animation too are great. Some cuts are just wow, with interesting storyboarding too. Something that's really charming in the show is the character acting that really nails the body language and expression, or just the amount of character that's acting duh, are sublime. Take this shot, every single second some characters move. Most of the time more than 2 or 3 people moves at the same time. The action boards are amazing too, and the animation itself speaks volume, and the grandness of Sakuga just screaming in your face. It's like sticky too.
What the fuck?
Just the action boards alone, how ambitious it can be, and they can follow through that. Just the sense of scale of the fight and how they can capture, like with Yamashita's cut. I mean, he does this huge scale action scenes before, so I'm not surprised. The combination of some of the best action animators in the industry. Of course, if the action storyboards are absolute dog shit, then it's not gonna work. Take Hashi Wakabayashi's work on Bleach. Although I think it's not his fault with his storyboards. He is a seasoned episode director and storyboarder from Naruto way back, but the 2 episodes that he storyboarded was a bit lackluster. Either the director was inexperienced, because a director's job is to process those storyboards into fruition, and the obvious answer is that Bleach 1000 Year Blood War Core 2 schedule is just dog shit, or just 1000 Year Blood War as a whole, which is proven in Core 2 how limited it is. Anyways, I'm going on a tangent. How the camera moves, how seamless every cut is, the background animation is just amazing. The way they emphasize the scale of the fight is really well done. Each of their cut with their own art styles, the most excessive effects and fabric animation in a good way, of course. How Pecorino moves while falling is excellent, and the effect sets the scale of the attack, how fluid it is, accompanied with some great debris and some spectacular impact frames. I can go on and on, but I won't. It's just amazing sometimes we can get these spectacles of episodes time to time, where it can be someone very influential that leads the production of an episode or a series, or having a show that most animators wants to work on, letting their passion and ambition shine through, having a healthy working environment, and people who care about their staff team. Whenever something goes right in an anime, it always feels like it was enabled by a small series of miracles, a sense of satisfaction. But that's precisely why you've got to appreciate these moments. All in all, Princess Connect Season 1 to Season 2 is a really well produced and thought out series. And that's probably it. Of course, nowadays, most anime don't get the time they need. In the surface, it looks really great, but behind the scenes, it's a fucking mess. Now with the whole MAPPA drama on Twitter, how MAPPA made a contract to prevent their animators to talking about the conditions, some well-renowned animators disagreeing with the whole shenanigans, and now it's evident that Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 has an awful production. I'll talk about more about it in the next animation analysis for Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't know if this is gonna go before or after that episode, which is episode 11, so yeah. Also, big thanks to Sakuga blog, or Kevin, for this. It really helped me with some information and sentences that I deliberately copy and paste. I'll leave the Sakuga blog in the description because it's more informative. So yeah, if you guys like this video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a like. Comment down below what your thoughts on Princess Connect. I recommend watching it if you like your fantasy isekai anime with some great animation. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time.